Welcome everyone. Today we have a special guest who also trained for many years with Kevin, Morné Emery. Morné, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me, Sean.
It's a pleasure, always a pleasure. Morné, how did you discover Kevin?
Sean, it's quite a story if I have to tell it. I'm gonna try and make it short. So I was really enthusiastic about gymming. I wanted to be a big bodybuilder and everything, and I was searching, and I got invited to a 21st birthday party of my brother's first wife, and there I met Wayne Price, who's now the chairman of the IFBB, who's a good man as well. And a quick conversation with him about bodybuilding and everything, and he told me I needed to come to his gym so that he can help me with the training and everything, because of the high intensity training and everything. And he said I was wasting my time with all of the excessive reps and everything I was doing with the gymming. So then I went to his gym and I met Kevin there, and yeah, I've been training with Kevin for 17 years, and we've been together for 17 years. But like I said, yeah, he's been changing my world for 17 years. Yeah.
And how did Kevin help you with your training? Did it really make a difference?
He did. He helped me a lot. Firstly, by decreasing my training frequency, because I used to train like 6 times a week, 2 times a day. So it was a lot. I used to do a lot. So the first thing he told me, why are you doing so much? And he made it less. And because he told me you need to, like the Afrikaans would say, you need uitzien. You need to be
Look
look forward. Yeah, you need to look forward to your gymming so that you can come in hard. And then he also told me that why are you doing 15 sets? Rather do just 1 set to failure and make it work, because then he said you're wasting your time, and then you come to the set you want to and you're already tired. So he trained that, he changed that a lot. And I think my general outlook at gymming, he said 30 minutes is needed, not 4 hours is needed to build a good physique. And I trusted him for 17 years and I've never looked back. And I've had a lot of highs with him, but like I said, I miss him at the moment. Yeah.
Having trained with Kevin and all, what were some of your achievements?
My achievements? Okay, yeah, so I started bodybuilding when I was 23. That's when I started gymming with Kevin when I was 19, so I started bodybuilding when I was 23. I competed till about 33. I'm turning 36 this year. So I had no major injuries, which was a good thing with Kevin. I think I had one where I tore my ligaments in my ankle, but that wasn't about the gymming, it was something else I did. But he helped me through that as well, with the gymming and everything, which is a funny story as well, because the people said, the doctor said you'll never do squats again, and I remember when I told it to Kevin, he was like, we'll see. And I'm squatting normal and everything now. So that's the thing Kevin helped me with. I won a couple of natural SA titles in my weight division. I competed overseas where I got 7th in the world in a world championship with INBA. I competed in Mr. South Africa where I got 4th. The normal, more the looks, not more the muscles, but there is an element there for muscles as well. Yeah, and then I was the spokesperson for INBA for the Natural Federation as well. Yeah, so that's if I have to say quickly what I've done with bodybuilding. Mine, Kevin's dream was that I would one day compete in a Natural Olympia. That's something I'm going to try to do for him. He always said, just get on the stage, and I always said to him, I would like to be top 3. Because it's not easy to get there. But if I'm going to get there, I'm going to try top 3. And I think that would be a good gift to Kevin, just to say thank you for all of the years effort he's put in me. He used to joke and says, yeah, that's my body walking there when I would walk in the gym. Because I think him and me had we put a lot of effort in. Or one of his jokes was, it's hard to explain to people the gymming, the high intensity. He'll just call Morné, he can walk around and people can see the physique.
Yes, yeah. And you also mentioned something that Kevin said about it takes a man to lift weights.
Yeah, so the reason I started gymming with Kevin is in the new era with bodybuilding and everything, that a lot of people fix more on what you should put in your body than what you should lift or do and everything. And we're not talking about food, we're talking about substances and stuff like that, if you like products. So I remember the first time I sit with Kevin and we were having a nice chat and everything, and I said to him, Kevin, but everyone says I have to use this and this and this. He said to me, once the products and everything came in the gym and steroids and everything, he said good training went out of the back door. And I was like, okay, Kevin. And so Kevin said to me, if you do the training correct and you lift weights and you eat properly, that takes a real man. He said if you use products and steroids, that's not a real man. He said it's easier. Credit to those guys. It takes a lot what they do as well, but I remember Kevin said to me, it takes a lot more to do it the right way, because you have to fight in a society where it can be easier in some sentences. And he was always like, but let's do it the right way. And that's what I liked about Kevin. He said if we lifted weights, we do it constricted, we do it right, we do it the right way. We are going to try and lift it heavy, but we're going to do it the right way. And that's what Kevin all inspired me with, that saying that once the products came in, the good gymming went out the back door.
And he also said the reason he doesn't take steroids.
Yeah, he joked. I asked him, Kevin, but you were in that bodybuilding era and everything, and there was a lot of guys using steroids and everything. And I said to him, Kevin, but why didn't you use steroids? And he looked at me dead straight and he said to me, but the guys who were using steroids were losing, so I don't want to lose. I thought it was quite funny when he told me that. Yeah, and I like these jokes. He always had the one time I remember, Sean, he said to me, I was just in front of a competition, and I said to him, yes, I'm feeling a little bit small, and I need to be on the stage and everything. And he looked at me again and he said to me, how does it feel to be small? And the other day I asked him, Kevin, so how much would you pick up? And he said to me, well, if it moves, we lift it. So yeah, he had a couple of good jokes.
Morné, you also have a story of bringing John and Kevin back together. How
it was the first Arnold Classic in South Africa. I'm not even sure about the year, but I think it's like 3 or 4 years back. Me and my friend were like very excited to go, because we're going to see Arnold, and you're going to see all the big bodybuilders are going to be there, and we had like passes for everything. So we were in the expo area and we were walking through and we were looking at the little stalls, and there were all of the stuff like gym equipment and everything. And then there was one about the legends. I think it was John's, and it was like a couple of old bodybuilders pictures and Rich Park and everything like that. And I think it was more like a Rich Park memorabilia store. So I was standing there and I was explaining to my friend, now this is Rich Park and who Rich Park is, and this is bodybuilder and that. And I was explaining, and I saw John was sitting there in the back, and he was thinking, but how does this young boy know all of these old bodybuilders? And he asked me, how do I know these people? And I said to him, no, my trainer, it keeps on telling me about Boya Cole and Rich Park and everything and that. And he said to me, and he asked me, who's your trainer? And I said, no, my trainer is Kevin McNamara. And he was like, no, come in. And he opened the store and he asked me can he give his number to Kevin, and Kevin should phone him because he wants to talk to Kevin, and how's Kevin doing and everything. And and that's how they got back together, and that's how they started talking to each other again. So we didn't plan it, but we got it done, yeah.
Okay. Something else you mentioned is that Kevin can be in love with the process and the way that he works.
I mentioned when we were having like a quick conversation, he said to me the thing that I most admired about Kevin was he always made the joke, and he said he's waiting till he reaches 100 and he can compete. Can he be the only guy competing over 100? He said because he can't reach 100 in weight anymore. He'll wait till he's 100 and he'll compete in the over 100s. And if you look at it more clinically, you'd see he was in love with the process. There was many times when I was in my tracksuit and we're training, and he would say to me when we were doing exercise, yeah, look at your lats, look at your chest, look how big it's getting, look how wide you're getting in your shoulders. And he absolutely loved the process. He could see potential in anyone, and then he had the patience to wait for it because he loved the process. He loved how he could sculpt you, how he could work you. I can remember when I competed and we came back in the next day or the next week, and he would sit there with the photos and he would say to me, no, this needs to work and this, and he was so excited And I always used to say, but Kevin, it's not your body. And he said, yeah, that's what you think. and he used to be like, no, this was good, and he liked this, and he liked this, and he was so passionate about the process that you could. I can't explain it. He was so excited, and he really loved helping all of us. He really loved helping everyone. His purpose was to help all of us on our gym journey, and I think that's what he couldn't get enough of it, to help us with our process. He was very selfless in that. I remember he never spoke about his stuff unless you asked him about it. He would never out of his own tell you about this. If you asked him, he would tell you something. He was always talking about the previous gym client or the one that is coming, or he was talking about your previous session, and then you were doing good there, and he was always talking about stuff like that. He was very proud of all of his clients and the people he was training, like very proud of them. And he was about the progress. He was telling him, this guy in front of you did this on the squat. He was amazing, and he was telling me about how the weights and everything, or leave this weight because the guy next who was coming after you, he'll lift this, and he does a good leg press. And I liked the way he was doing that stuff. Very, very caring about his clients, and always in love with the process.
If you feel down or like you've fallen, he would pick you up?
Yeah, he would. Like I told you, when I was 19 years old, when I came to sit with Kevin, I was at his gym for like 6 hours, just talking to him, drinking coffee, having conversations about gymming, and he would show me bodybuilders, and he would help me with my passion, because he knew that it was important to me, and he wanted to help me on the right way. He never cared that I sat there for hours. He was always like very helping, and told me, Morné, I'm going to sit here and help you and tell you this and show you this, and have you seen this, and then always he knew I would come. Then he put like in bookmarkers and special, when he pasted through the pages, Morné would like this, Morné would like this, and when I came to sit there, he would open up, have you seen this, have you seen this, read this article, so he saw what I wanted to do. But when I left the gym, he was always busy with me or busy with someone else, helping us reach our potential. And then when we came there, he was like, have you seen this article? You would like this, read this, see this, inspiring us, lifting us up, making us feel better about situations. Yeah, he was an inspiration to all of us and to everyone around us.
Definitely. Morné, what will you miss most or remember most about Kevin?
There's a couple of things, but the one thing I always remember is he used to make extremely strong coffee. And one of the clients, John, used to joke, he said, you can use it for coffee or paint stripper. I'll miss that. Yes. I'll miss his sense of humor, his jokes about the little stuff. I'll miss talking to him about rugby. Yes, he used to love rugby. He used to tell me, and that's the thing I remember on a Monday morning afterwards, rugby. Then while we're gymming, we're changing the Springbok team, or we're changing the Bulls team, or we're changing the province. So he says, no, he likes this guy, no, this guy he doesn't like. I'll miss that. I'll miss his calmness when we compete in a competition, where he used to tell me, you just can give your best, you're good. I'll miss his absolute caring heart. I'll miss, like I said, I told my wife, when you come here, he asked, how's the wife, how's the kid, how's your mother, how's your father? He used to ask everyone, how's your family? He was very caring, so I'll miss that. I'll miss him telling me about the dogs, Sparky, which is barking at us. We shouldn't worry about that. She'll come in later. And I'll miss him. I'll miss, like I said, I've been training with him for 17 years. He was a constant in my life, and he was a good role model, good father figure, good person to look up to. And I think half of the man I am today is because of him, because he invested a lot in me. I don't think people realize how much he gave. He was a giver, he wasn't a taker, and I'll miss that. There's a lot of things I can keep you here for hours and tell you stories about the things that we would laugh at and everything, but I'll miss Kevin McNamara. That's who I'll miss. I'll miss him and his person.
Definitely. Morné, thanks very much. And
Thank you, Sean. Thank
all
you
the
for
best going forward. with
Yeah.
your-
Thank you for the opportunity to share. I think someone that means a lot to all of us. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, Sean.
Thanks.
Mm.
Okay.